Hey everyone, okay, brand new set of missions for the weekly challenge. Let's just dive straight into it. The theme is war and revenge. Terribly exciting stuff. So let's see what we have. Room service, search the room, and then get out. It's weird. I remember this bit from an episode. It was Daryl and Rick kind of going through a hotel. Pretty good episode. I can't remember which one it was, but I'm sure this is inspired by that. So we're gonna, in keeping true to the theme of war and revenge, we're gonna go to a hotel and look in a room. Okay. All right. Doesn't sound very war-y or revenge-y, but fine. Glenn is a good addition for this. I say that so often. Because obviously he can open the door and still have an action left. Not just searching crates that he can do that with. It's opening doors as well. This one, if I recall, is a pretty good one for farming. So a lot of bad guys appear each turn. There's not a threat counter, so you can actually be as noisy as you like. But yeah, bad guys turn up, and then you can kill them for fun and points. Let's use the old special attack there. It's worth, even if you open the doors and it doesn't seem like anything's in there, just have a look in. Oh no, I think on this one there's not anything in the rooms, which is just so terribly exciting. But I know that on some of these types of missions there'll be bad guys hiding there. Anyway, this is pretty straightforward. Don't dilly-dally, because you could get swamped if you're on a higher level. And, you know, at this stage, the walkers are just going down with one hit. But on the higher stages, you're going to have to think about what you're doing. Glenn would be a good bet. You know you're going to get flooded by enemies, so maybe the Yumiko, Sasha and Princess combo, which is just the hot new thing right now. Maybe that would be a good bet, because it's so powerful. Knee deep cross the swamp. Okay, I think I remember this one. Thank you for loading. Took a while. Oh yes, yeah, this is the one. So there are some hidden risks. I'm going to show you one right now. There you go. So there are walkers waiting under the ground, and they will only come and bother you if you step on the ground above them. For some reason, you know, I don't know why. Why they would just wait until you go over them. But on the higher levels, the last thing that you need is more walkers than you can handle. So keep a close eye on the ground. And what I suggest you do, go to settings and activate the tactical grid. Oh, and take off auto cover. Because that affects where your guys are potentially going to go. And you need every step to be accurate on this, so you don't wake up bad guys. Obviously at this level it doesn't matter, but yeah, this is a real mix, a really interesting one that oscillates between you just having to take care and be cautious and not taking longer than you have to, because, you know, walkers appearing quite frequently. You've got that threat counter. So yeah, sort of, you want to set a steady pace. I usually promote patience for about 80% of missions. Sometimes you want to rush through. That one is a real mix. Cross the yard and get into the sanctuary. Okay, what do we got? We've got big uns. I vaguely remember this set of missions, but open the gate. Oh, I do know this set of missions. Yeah, this is a really great set for farming. So we're going to see bad guys appearing. That's pretty good. Extra XP is always welcome. But of course, when you're on those tougher levels, the bad guy's going to be appearing behind you. And if I recall, there's some cheeky stuff happens as soon as you start unlocking the door. It takes a couple of turns to unlock it. And in the meantime, big bad guys appear. Yeah, that's it. So you've got walkers appearing from the right. You've got walkers appearing from the left. So not only are you fighting off a vanguard, you're also fighting a rearguard action, and it's tough. This is where things like Daryl's assault rifle, the decimator, Rick's special pistol, I can't remember what it's called, the harpoon gun, things like that can slow down the enemy even when you don't kill them. Really handy stuff. And obviously I had Glenn there opening the door, but because it's a multi-turn door, you may as well just use anyone. Really, a bruiser might be a good bet, because you might not be able to just sort of stop them. You got all of these walkers to deal with, might not be able to stop them all, and if somebody's going to take a hit, you kind of want it to be a bruiser, because that's their raison d'etre. That's kind of what they are there to do. They are brick hit houses. But in the meantime, yeah, you got to be able to kill or disable a large number of walkers every single turn, or you could easily get flooded. There's only a couple of big guys that you need to worry about, so you don't need to hit hard, but you need to get a lot of bad guys, and you need to keep those bad guys off of your survivor as they are opening the door. Closing time. Okay, so this has got humans, it's got big uns. This one's a great mission as well. Again, it's a mess. It's a small map, which is interesting. You got a whole bunch of stuff going on right from the start. You got them walkers just munching on some poor humans. Yeah, you got enemies just all over the map. They're starting off close to you as well. No threat counter, so that's kind of nice. But you've got a lot on your hands. You've got, yeah, those guys right from the off. Although they are distracted, which is great, meaning if you were to attack them with Princess, her skill, of course, comes into play when the enemy is essentially affected. And that counts as the enemy being affected when they are there eating. Got a lot of walkers again, sort of flooding in, turn after turn. No threat counter, so you can be as noisy as you like. Bring that decimator, you know. Bring that flare pistol. Whatever you got that's noisy, you will not be penalised. But those walkers just come flooding in, come hell or high water. So tough. It's a tough one. You need to be able to take the enemy out. You kind of need to be able to take out more than are appearing each turn. So again, probably weapons that can hinder the enemy are very, very useful. Alexandrian Knights, another great one for farming. Do you want to take Glenn? I mean, we're actually just... I mean, he's my go-to for these kinds of things. Damn it, you know what, Tara? I would take you. But Yum Yum is just... She's just so much fun. Let's get that armor on her. Yes, it's less effective, but it has the training gear. And every little bit of XP I want to squeeze out of this. So obviously I mentioned earlier that the combo generally is considered to be Yumiko leading Sasha and Princess. And that's just because their skills just... There's just so much crossover. Soon as you kill that second human, you know, another pair of humans come in. I mean, I like to say, you know, almost always it's a good idea to keep a distance. So high-powered pistols, absolutely effective. This one, again, another great one for farming. And of course, what have we got this week? A free bundle that gives you unlimited gas and double XP. So simply take, characters like this. Don't do that. That was really stupid. Why did I do that? That's called a misclick. That's what happens when you get way too cocky. Yeah, that was rather silly of me. Wow, and I'm doing it again. So yeah, loads and loads of walkers appearing every single turn, which is great. But wow, even at these low levels, they can be a risk. You can find yourself in trouble. You sure as heck don't want to do that when they're actually a bit tougher. Okay, so I mean that's wow. Actually, only going to get 2 stars for this one. I mean, I'll go back and I'll do it again, but yeah, look at that. Sorry, Yum, you got bruised. Hey, you should have spoken up. You should have done something about it. Don't lay it all on me. If I do something like that and then you don't go, excuse me, what do you mean? That's on you. Outbreak, kill all walkers. Okay. So, what do we got? I don't remember this one. Oh yeah, this is kind of a crazy one. My gosh, this is tough on higher levels because you start off in close proximity of a lot of bad guys, and they just keep on flooding in as well. If I recall, I mean maybe I'm wrong. Yep. So there are certain combinations of enemies that you can kill, which is going to summon more walkers. So learn them. When you're on the lower difficulty settings, bear in mind that you might not want when you're on the lower levels, learn who you can safely kill and who will summon more walkers. And then when you're on higher settings, just be cautious not to kill everything that moves. At the same time, you've got to have a little bit of a pace to it because you could easily get flooded. But this is where I strongly recommend using ranged characters because you could easily find yourself cornered. If you only have close combat people, then maybe there's a strategy that would work, but you could easily get cornered. On the other hand, the enemy's coming to you, you could go and hide in a corner and you could take them out with your melee weapons. I mean, you know, so there's a couple of ways to do it, but just, yeah, there's not much to it. Just that first turn is absolutely essential. Wipe out those close-in walkers or they will be a problem. All right, okay, so War and Revenge. There we go. That's this week's challenge. If you got any top tips or handy hints, please do let me know in the comments. And as ever, thank you for watching.